Welcome back. Let us start with Module 6 of our course on character building and stress management through Chanakya Niti and Moral Subhashitas. Module 6 is on emotional intelligence. Learning objectives of this module are as follows. Define emotional intelligence. Understand the five components of emotional intelligence. Apply Chanakya's teaching to manage emotions. Develop self-awareness and emotional balance, improve communication and interpersonal relations, handle conflicts calmly, build emotional resilience for personal and professional success. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions while effectively responding to the emotions of others. It helps individuals build healthy relationships, make wise decisions, and handle challenging situations with confidence. People with high emotional intelligence communicate better, resolve conflicts peacefully, and remain calm under pressure. Emotional intelligence is a key factor in personal growth, leadership, teamwork, and overall well being. By developing emotional intelligence, we can achieve greater success in both of our personal and professional lives. More than 2300 years ago, Chanakya taught that a people who controls anger, desire, speech, and impulses become capable of making wise decisions and leading others effectively. This principle align closely with the many modern AI concepts. So emotions are natural, intelligence is in understanding them. Awareness today is excellence tomorrow. Emotional intelligence is not about expressing emotions but understanding and expressing them appropriately. It enables individuals to remain emotionally balanced during both success and adversity. Self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, and social skills are five core components of emotional intelligence. Developing emotional intelligence leads to better mental health, stronger relationship, and improved academic and professional performance. Ancient Indian wisdom, including Bhagavad Gita, Chanakya Niti, and moral Subhashitas, emphasizes emotional mastery as foundation of character, wisdom, and lasting success. Therefore, the emotional intelligence it can be defined as the ability to recognize one's own emotions, understand others' emotions, control emotional reactions, use emotions wisely, and build healthy relationships. Daniel Goleman's five components of emotional intelligence are self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Now, what is self awareness? Self awareness is the ability to recognize and understand our own thoughts, emotions, strengths, weakness, and behaviors. It is the foundation of emotional intelligence, helping us respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. A self aware person understands how emotions influence decisions and relationships. Regular self-reflection enables continuous personal growth and improved confidence. By developing self-awareness, individuals can make wiser choices, build stronger character, and achieve greater success in life. Self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to control and manage our emotions, thoughts, and actions in different situations. It helps us remain calm under pressure, avoid impulsive decisions, and respond with patience and wisdom. People with strong self regulation adapt to change, handle stress effectively, and maintain discipline in daily lives. This skill promotes responsible behavior, emotional balance, and healthy relationships. By practicing self regulation, individuals develop resilience, self discipline, and ability to achieve long term goals. Motivation. Motivation is the inner drive that inspires us to achieve our goals with enthusiasm and determination. It encourages us to persevere despite challenges, failures, and obstacles. Self motivated individuals remain focused on continuous learning, improvements, and excellence rather than seeking only external rewards. Motivation builds confidence, resilience, and positive attitude towards life and work. By cultivating intrinsic motivation, we develop the strength to overcome difficulties and achieve lasting success. Next is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings, perspectives, and experiences of others. It helps us listen with compassion, communicate respectfully, and build meaningful relationships. An empathetic person values others' emotions and respond with kindness, patience, and understanding. Empathy reduces conflicts, strengthens teamwork, and creates an environment of trust and mutual respect. By developing empathy, we become better leaders, friends, colleagues, and responsible members of society. Social skills are abilities that enable us to communicate effectively, build positive relationships, and work well with others. They include active listening, clear communication, teamwork, conflict resolution, and mutual respect. Strong social skills help individuals influence others positively and collaborate successfully in personal and professional settings. They foster trust, cooperation, and healthy interpersonal relationships. By developing social skills, we become more confident, effective leaders, and valuable contributors to the society. Chanakya Niti presents timeless principles for mastering emotions, developing character, and making wise decisions. Although the term emotional intelligence was coined in the modern psychology, its core concepts are deeply reflected in Chanakya's teachings. Chanakya emphasizes self awareness, self control, patience, and rational thinking over impulsive reactions. He advises individuals to remain calm during adversity and humble in times of success. His teachings encourage understanding human nature, building trust, and maintaining healthy relationships through wisdom and integrity. Chanakya also highlights the importance of empathy, effective communication, and choosing right company. He considers anger, greed, pride, and attachment as obstacles to clear thinking and success. By practicing discipline and emotional balance, individuals can become effective leaders and responsible citizens. Emotional intelligence, according to Chanakya, is the key to personal excellence, ethical leadership, and long term success. Thus, Chanakya Niti offers practical guidance for applying emotional intelligence in everyday life and professional decision making. Now, principle 1, control anger. Anger is a natural emotion, but uncontrolled anger can damage relationships, health, and decision making. Self control helps us respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively in difficult situations. Taking a pause, practicing deep breathing, and thinking before speaking can prevent unnecessary conflicts. Patience and emotional balance enables us to resolve problems wisely and maintain inner peace. By mastering anger, we strengthen our character, improve relationships, and make better decisions. So, Chanakya advises wise people to remain calm before making important decisions. Let us carry out one activity. Think of one situation where anger created problems. How could you have handled it differently? Principle 2 of emotional intelligence: think before speaking. Words once spoken cannot be taken back. Thinking before speaking is a sign of emotional maturity and wisdom. Words spoken in haste can hurt others and create lasting misunderstandings. A thoughtful response promotes respect, trust, and effective communication. By choosing our words carefully, we can resolve conflicts peacefully and strengthen relationships. Practicing mindful speech reflects self control, empathy, and emotional intelligence. So, Chanakya emphasizes speak politely, speak truthfully, speak with only necessary words. So, we have a reflection activity. Before speaking, ask whether it is a truth, whether it is helpful, whether it is necessary. Maharshi Narad has said that Satyasya Vachanam Shreya, it is good to speak true words. Satyadapi hitam vadet. But more than that, speak something which is good for others. Yo bhuta hitam anyanta. But the sentences which are for the well-being of all human beings. Etat satyam matam mama means that those sentences are the truths. Next principle is the self-control, which is real strength. Self-control is the true measure of inner strength and personal character. It enables us to manage our emotions, resist temptations, and make wise decisions even in difficult situations. A person with self control remains calm under pressure and respond with patience rather than impulse. This quality builds discipline, resilience, and confidence to achieve long term goals. Mastering oneself is the foundation of emotional intelligence, effective leadership, and lasting success. Next principle is to learn to stay calm. Staying calm is essential skill for maintaining emotional balance and making sound decisions. A calm mind helps us think clearly, solve problems effectively, and avoid impulsive reactions. It reduces stress, improves focus, and strengthens resilience during difficult situations. Practicing deep breathing, mindfulness, and patience help develop inner peace and self control. By learning to stay calm, we build stronger relationships, greater confidence, and lasting emotional well being. Understanding others. Understanding others is the foundation of empathy and emotional intelligence. It involves listening carefully, respecting different perspectives, and recognizing the emotions behind people's words and actions. By understanding others, we build trust, reduce misunderstanding, and strengthen relationships. It encourages compassion, cooperation, and effective communication in both personal and professional life. A person who understands others becomes a better leader, friend, and responsible member of society. So, understanding others is important to be a good leader, and this is called empathy. Emotional triggers are situations, words, or events that provoke strong emotional reactions such as anger, fear, sadness, or frustration. Recognizing our emotional trigger is the first step towards self awareness and emotional control. By identifying what causes these reactions, we can respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Practicing mindfulness, self reflection, and patience helps us manage emotional triggers effectively. Understanding and controlling emotional triggers leads to better decision making, healthier relationships, and greater emotional resilience. So, we have to perform one activity to write down my three biggest emotional triggers. Managing negative emotions involves recognizing feelings such as anger, fear, jealousy, and frustration without allowing them to control our actions. Emotional awareness helps us respond calmly and make thoughtful decisions instead of reacting impulsively. Healthy practices such as deep breathing, meditation, positive thinking, and self reflection reduce emotional stress. Seeking support, maintaining a positive attitude, and focusing on solutions strengthen emotional resilience. Effective management of negative emotions promotes mental well being, stronger relationships, and lasting personal success. त्रिविधं नरकस्य इदं द्वारं नाशनमात्मनः कामक्रोधस्तथा लोभस्तस्मादेतत्त्रयं त्यजेत्. It means desire, anger, and greed are three gates leading to self-destruction. Therefore, one should abandon them. This verse teaches us that uncontrolled desire, anger, and greed disturb emotional balance and cloud sound judgment. Jealousy often arises when we compare ourselves with others and become attached to excessive desires or possessions. Emotional intelligence helps us recognize these negative emotions before they control our thoughts and actions. By practicing self awareness, self regulation, contentment, and gratitude, we can overcome jealousy and develop inner peace. Mastering these emotions leads to healthier relationships, wiser decisions, and more fulfilling and harmonious life. अनसूयः कृतप्रज्ञः शोभयन्याश्चरन् सदा प्राप्नोपायुश्च वित्तं च यशश्चैव न संशयः. It means a person free from jealousy, endowed with wisdom, and always performing noble deeds attains long life, wealth, and fame. This Subhashita highlights that freedom from jealousy is the sign of emotional maturity and wisdom. Instead of envying others' success, emotionally intelligent individuals appreciate others' achievement and focus on their own growth. Noble thoughts and righteous actions cultivate inner peace, self confidence, and positive relationships. Practicing gratitude, empathy, and self improvement transforms jealousy into inspirational and motivation. Such an attitude leads to lasting success, respect, happiness, and a meaningful life. अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुणमेव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखः सुखक्षमी. It means one who has not hatred or jealousy towards any being, is friendly, compassionate, free from ego and positiveness, and remains balanced in happiness and sorrow, is dear to the Lord. This is said by Lord Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So, ancient Indian wisdom teaches that a calm and disciplined mind can overcome even the most dangerous situation. Chanakya believed a strong mind is greater than favorable circumstances. The mind senses And intellect shapes our thoughts, emotions, and actions, making self discipline essential for emotional intelligence. By controlling our senses and directing the mind wisely, we can avoid impulsive reactions and make balanced decisions. Emotional mastery begins with discipline, thinking, leading to inner peace, self control, and success. Dhairyam sarvatra sadhanam. Patience is the foundation of success. Indriyani manobuddhis yasyastishtan uchyate. It means mind and senses they requires discipline. स्वभावेन न जातेव साधुताम दायमानोपि चंदनः सुरभि न जायति. It means the noble never abandon their virtuous nature. Even when sandalwood is cut or burned, it does not lose its fragrance. It means good people never abandon their innate goodness, kindness, or virtuous nature under any circumstances. It compares noble people to the piece of sandalwood which never loses its fragrance even while being burnt in fire. So there is resilience in adversity. It means the true leaders and righteous individuals do not change their core values even when facing severe hardships, pain, or hostility. Response to harm instead of seeking revenge or spreading negativity, virtuous minds continue to offer peace, love, and benefits to others. Let us see certain individuals and certain situations who face and execute emotional intelligence in daily life. Students, for examples, they handle exam stress, accept mistakes and learn continuously, while teachers they listen patiently, encourage students all the time and avoid emotional reactions. Leaders they always stay calm during crisis, inspire confidence and solve conflicts. Parents understand children's emotions, encourage instead of criticizing them, and employees they accept feedback, work in teams and respect their colleagues, and these all examples shows us the emotional intelligence in daily life. Let us see the case study of the angry manager. The angry manager, Mr. Sharma, was a highly skilled manager known for his technical expertise. However, whenever employees make mistakes or they miss deadlines, he would lose his temper, shout at team members, and criticize them publicly. Over time, employees become fearful of approaching him with problems or new ideas. Communication reduced, teamwork suffered, and employees' morale declined. Productivity eventually decreased despite the manager's technical competence. Now, let us see the emotional intelligence analysis. First is lack of self awareness. The manager failed to recognize how his employees affected his behavior and workplace. Poor self regulation. Instead of controlling his emotions, he reacted impulsively. Low empathy. He did not understand the feelings and concerns of his employees. Weak relationship management. His communication styles damaged trust and collaboration. What could have been done? Pause and take a deep breath before responding. Discuss mistakes privately instead of criticizing publicly. Listen to employees' explanation with empathy. Focus on solving the problems rather than blaming individuals. Give constructive feedback and encourage improvement. The outcome after emotional intelligence training is after attending an emotional intelligence training, Mr. Sharma learned to manage his emotions, communicate calmly, and appreciate employees' efforts. Trust within the team improved, employees become more confident in sharing ideas, conflicts reduced, and overall productivity increased. So the technical expertise may make a person manager, but emotional intelligence makes a person a leader. Effective leader controls their emotions, understand others, and create a positive work environment where people can perform their best. Rate yourself from 1 to 5 in the following emotional intelligence checklist. I remain calm under pressure. I listen carefully. I understand others' feelings. I apologize when wrong. I avoid unnecessary arguments. I control anger. I stay positive. I communicate respectfully. I encourage others. I listen or I learn from failures. Let us carry out some practical activities on emotional intelligence. First activity is to maintain the emotion diary. For first week, write what is the situation, emotions, reactions, and what could be the better response. Second activity is the pause rule. Whenever emotions, you take a pause, take 3 deep breaths and then respond. Activity 3 is listening exercise. Listen for 5 minutes. Do not interrupt. Observe emotions. Fourth activity is gratitude practice. Every night, write 3 good things, 3 good people you appreciate, one lesson you learned. Key takeaways from this module are: stress is unavoidable, but managing it wisely leads to healthier and more successful life. Proper planning, discipline, and preparation help minimize avoidable stress. Chanakya teaches self-discipline, patience, and concentration on right actions. Sanskrit Subhashitas inspire perseverance, inner strength, and emotional stability. Regular exercise, meditation, deep breathing, and sufficient sleep promote mental wellness. The Bhagavad Gita advises performing one's duty without attachment to the results. Self reflection, gratitude, and lifelong learning strengthens resilience and inner peace. So let us discuss the assignment. For the next 7 days, maintain an emotional diary by recording your emotions, triggers, and how you respond each day. Practice 10-second pause before reacting. Speak kindly in every conversation and sincerely appreciate at least one person daily. End each day with a brief reflection on one emotional lesson you learned and how it can help you grow. This is the reflect nightly activity on one emotional lesson you learned. जरा रूपम हरति धैर्यमाशा मृत्यु प्राणान् धर्माचार्य मनुसूया कामो रियम वृत्तमनसेवा क्रोधः श्रियम सर्वमेवाभिमानः. It means old age takes away physical beauty, excessive expectations diminish courage and inner strength, death takes away life, jealousy destroys righteous conduct, uncontrolled desires destroys modesty and self-respect, association or service to ignoble people ruins good character, anger destroys prosperity and well being, while pride destroys everything. So this Subhashita teaches that many external and internal forces gradually erode human excellence. Old age diminishes beauty, excessive hopes weakens courage, death ends life, jealousy destroys righteousness, lust destroys modesty, bad company ruins character, anger destroys prosperity, pride destroys everything. The moral is protect your character by avoiding jealous, uncontrolled desires, bad company, anger, and arrogance, as these are far more destructive than external challenges. This Subhashita teaches that our greatest enemies are often internal emotions rather than external circumstances. Emotional intelligence enables us recognize and regulate these destructive emotions like jealousy, anger, excessive desire, unrealistic expectations, and pride before they influence our actions. By cultivating self awareness, self control, empathy, resilience, and humility, we protect our character, strengthen our relationship, and achieve lasting personal and professional success. This timeless wisdom aligns remarkably well with Daniel Goleman's five pillars of emotional intelligence, that is, self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. This is excellent Subhashit from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Its meaning is a person who constantly dwells on sense objects develops attachment to them. From attachment arises desires, and from unfulfilled desires comes anger. From anger arises delusion. From delusion comes loss of memories. Loss of memory leads to destruction of discrimination, and when discrimination is lost, the person is ultimately ruined. So, dhyate vishan punsaha, it means what we repeatedly think about shapes our emotions. Constant focus on possessions, success, status, or pleasures creates this emotional dependence. So, be mindful of recurring thoughts. Notice what occupies your mind and influences your emotions. Sangasteshu pajayate means repeated thinking creates emotional attachment. We begin to believe that happiness begins on obtaining or keeping something. Recognizes unhealthy attachments before they dominates your decisions. Sangat sanjayate kama. It means attachment becomes craving or intense desire. Expectations becomes stronger and emotional dependence increases. So self-regulation will differentiate between healthy aspirations and unhealthy cravings. Kamat krodho vijayate. It means desire leads to anger. When desires are blocked, frustration turns into anger. Anger often results from unmet expectations. So, managing emotions is to pause before reacting. Identify the unmet expectation behind your anger. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. It means anger causes delusion. The anger clouds judgment. People act impulsively and say or do not things that later regret. Competency is practicing the calming technique before making decisions. Sammohat smriti vibramaha means delusion causes memory loss. One forgets values, ethics, responsibilities, and long term goals. Emotions override wisdoms. So, value based decision making is important. Stay connected to your principles using emotional situations. Loss of memory destroys discrimination. So, rational thinking declines, poor decisions, and impulsive behavior follows. So, critical thinking under emotional pressure is important to evaluate facts rather than reacting emotionally. Buddhinashat pranashyati. It means destruction follows. Damaged relationships, career setbacks, loss of reputation, and inner unhappiness may result. So, resilience and emotional mastery is necessary. That is, managing emotions early prevents long term negative consequences. Thank you. धन्यवादः.